Hello and welcome to It's All About You, the best show about you on the internet. I am B. Dave Walters, life, relationships, and spiritual coach. This is episode number 49, Thoughts. And 49 episodes. Actually, I'm shooting 49 and 50 back to back, so I'm kind of got the same thought process as if this is already the 50th episode. 50 episodes. That's like almost 17 hours we've spent together. Can you believe that? Wow. But it's been neat. It's been a good ride. And I gotta say, I'm not totally sure what it is that I want to talk about today. I just figured I'd kind of turn on the camera and just sort of share with you some of the things that I've learned over this time and some of the experiences I've had and some of the things that I've taken from this journey. But since this episode is about thoughts, let's start with that. Actually, I want to share with you a quote. And I published this on my fan page, I published it on my blog, and it's just a thought that's been going through my head a lot lately, so I want to share with you. Security is mostly a superstition. It does not exist in nature, nor do the children of men as a whole experience it. Avoiding danger is no safer in the long run than outright exposure. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. It's by Helen Keller. Security is mostly a superstition. It does not exist in nature, nor do the children of men as a whole experience it. Avoiding danger is no safer in the long run than outright exposure. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. Oh, one other thing. I'm auditioning for a show on Oprah's network. Apparently she's doing a promotion, and there's no real way for me to explain the link to you here. But if you go to Oprah's website, if you search for B. Dave Walters Oprah, or look on my fan page, or on my Facebook profile, or Twitter, or anywhere, I've sent out a link to it, and I'm probably going to try and include a link in this video. And it's voting based, so if you have an opportunity to go to Oprah's website, my own show, that contest, find me there or click the link, vote many times. I don't know what the limit is. You can do it multiple times on multiple days. If you don't live in the United States, you cannot vote. I'm sorry, but you can leave a comment. So, because the way it's going to work is the top 5 people that get the most votes, one of them is going to get to go on the show. Apparently it's going to be like American Idol or something for positive type people. But the producers are going to go through the audition, so even if you got 0 votes, you still might get selected. So I'm hoping that people will leave nice comments, because if the producers read people saying nice things about me, hopefully that will help sway their decision. So please leave a comment, vote many times. If you haven't left a comment, leave a comment. You're great, I love you, you're fantastic, because I'm probably going to mention this again because the voting's up for a while. Okay, so Helen Keller, security. You know, a lot of times people talk to me quite a bit about fear. And if you've been following my blog lately, which is blog.peacelovemoney.com, and also posts up on my fan page and a few other places, I've been sharing with you all that, lately I've had my own fair share of challenges. The fact is, hey, I got problems like everybody. The thing is, I don't let my problems affect me like most people. I don't even think of them as problems, because there's a hallmark of NLP. A lot of these tools that I share with you, and these meditations and these tips and these tricks that I give you, they're from a school of thought called NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. And one of the hallmarks of NLP is that everything lives in language. You have to be really careful about what you say, because the way that you say things affects how you process it in your mind. You would think you've already formed the thought and it gets wrapped in the words and comes out, but it actually works both ways. What you're thinking is affecting what you're saying, but what you're saying is affecting what you're thinking. So, if someone says, I have a challenge, or I have an obstacle, or I have a problem, or I have a crisis, don't those conjure 4 different things in your head? But the fact is, people do this all the time, and they do it interchangeably. So if there's something that's bothering you, if there's something that's bugging you, like you've probably heard that in Chinese, the word for crisis is the same as the word for opportunity, or that saying that I forget who said this one. Every adversity has the seed of an equal or greater opportunity. Actually, I think it's from Earl Nightingale. Every adversity has the seed of an equal or greater opportunity. Okay, you just have to see it. You just have to look at it. Okay, because a lot of what we deal with in life and what we face in life has to do with how we frame it and how you make it out in your mind. And you've probably caught on by the lighting that I'm shooting this at night. So if you're wondering why I'm talking quiet, that's why. Because I don't want to wake up the whole block being loud. But so look at something that's really bothering you. Okay, like I can tell you for my own story, I have an economic problem that I'm trying to solve. I'm trying to raise money for something that's very important to me. Okay, and I was looking at it like, well, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? It's this huge thing, and the fact is, it's not a huge thing. It's money. It's not even a lot of money in the grand scheme of things, right? Like owing $1 million to the mob, that's a lot of money. So you have to distill it down to its essence, right? Because once you distill it down to its essence and you know specifically what you're up against, then you know specifically what it is that you need to do. So how can you apply this? What's something that you're up against right now? Let's say, for instance, that, I don't know, you want to lose a couple pounds, right? Now listen to what I said. You want to lose a couple pounds. I didn't say you need to lose weight. I didn't say you're fat. I didn't say any of that, right? I said you'd like to lose a couple pounds, okay? Or, you'd like to make a little extra money, or you'd like to meet someone or something like that. See, people build things in their mind to have this huge emphasis and have a lot of meaning added into it. Like I was just talking to someone on Skype right before I recorded this video who is 30 years old, and her mother is very upset that she's not married. And they're from a culture where it's important that girls get married. And guys have approached my friend, and for whatever reason, she hasn't been interested. Or she's been interested in people, and for whatever reason, it didn't work out. Because it happens. It's called dating. Actually, in their culture, they don't date. So I'm like, wow, you don't date, but then you have trouble getting married. No, but honestly. So the mom would rather see her daughter get married to a man she doesn't love, who they both know is not going to make her happy, just for the sake of being married. To which I say, for what? To be able to say, wow, I'm married, I got a ring. There you go. Well, I got 2 rings. You can have a ring without being married, right? Or to impress people that you don't even really care about. It's like, you ever heard anybody say that the American way is to spend money that you don't have to buy things that you don't need to impress people that you don't like, right? But this person, and by extension her family, has just lumped so much emphasis on the idea of being married that it doesn't matter if you're in love, it doesn't matter if you're going to be happy, it doesn't matter if it's a good idea, but just the fact that you can say you're married. But for what, though? For what? Right? We all do this. We all do this. We do it a lot with religion. I just wrote an article about whether or not homosexuality or premarital sex is a sin. I was looking at the Bible verses where they talk about immorality and all that stuff. But here's the thing. Immorality is totally relative. It's a relative state. It's like immoral is what? Immoral compared to what? Immoral compared to what you've been told it is, or what you chose to accept that it is. And that's fine. That's fine. We've said again and again, the benchmark of right and wrong is right here. You know what is right and wrong for you. And I can tell you with all the certainty that I'm capable of generating, that when you go to your judgment in the next life, whatever it will be, that you will be held accountable for what was in here. I truly believe that. I don't think that our Creator is some sort of lawyer who's going to open a rule book and be like, well, you meant well, but you broke number 23C. Or you broke number 44F that you'd never even heard of, but you broke it anyway. Sucks. You're going to hell. I don't really see that happening. I think you're going to be held accountable based on your own mind and your own heart, and what you knew in your heart was right or wrong. And that's what you will be answerable to. And that's what you're answerable to in this life. This above all else, to thine own self be true. Okay? If you can't love you, if you can't believe in you, if you can't support and back you, then how can anyone else? Right? And that's all we got in this world. And that's why I started with this quote about security. It's in fact, actually, let me stop there. I'm going to split this for my brothers and sisters on YouTube. You guys watch part 2. Everybody else, come back. We're going to keep going.